Booktube, welcome back to my channel. It is Friday, September 6th in the afternoon. I already filmed a video this morning, but now the sun seems to have gone away. So I apologize that this video is so dark, but it's been raining and this is the light we have to work with. So sorry the video is dark, but I'm gonna share some books with you. So hopefully the books will bring some light to this video. I went to the library today and I picked up some books that were on reserve, and so I want to share them with you. So here we are for a little library haul. Yay! A couple of these are books that I've already read, but I reserved them from the library again because I want to reread or at least review them before I cast my ballot. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I've been judging the Booktube prize. This month we are judging the finals of the Booktube prize, and a few of the books that have been nominated, well, I have them here. Some of them are books that I've read previously and wanted to make sure that I go back over them a little bit just to make sure that I'm not being biased towards the books that I'm reading currently and giving them an unfair consideration over books that I've read in the past. So two of these are books that I've already read. One I read not too long ago because this is a book that I read for a previous round in the Booktube prize, and that's The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is based on the Greek mythological story about Helen of Troy and the story of Achilles. And here we have a young woman named Briseis who her city has been plundered and she's been taken as a captive and given to Achilles as his concubine. And over the course of the time that she's staying with him, they develop a relationship where she starts to feel protective towards him. And the story is about not just how she changes, but how all the women who've been taken from their villages and cities, how they have changed in response to their change in circumstances. And I thought it was I can't tell you. That's the basic plot line of the book. And although I've spoken about this book previously, I can't say anything more about it right now because I'm going to be reading this to judge the Booktube prize. Well, I'm going to be rereading it. So you'll hear more about how I feel about this book in comparison with the other books that are also finalists for the Booktube prize. That will be coming up in a video at the end of the month after I've submitted my ballot. The other book that I've already read but is now a finalist for the Booktube prize is There by Tommy Orange. I read this one months ago. This is an epic story of a Native American family, many generations of the family. We meet these characters over many years, and some of the family members have been so separated that they don't even know that they're related until they come together in a powwow, which is an event in the Native American culture, but it's also in its colloquial use. A powwow is some kind of an embroilment, and all of that happens in this book. I remember being really intrigued when I first read this book, but now I have to revisit it because I have to rank it with respect to how I feel about other books that I'm reading now. So I reserved this from the library and it just came in. There by Tommy Orange. And then I have two other books that are finalists for the Booktube prize that I hadn't read before. The first of these two books is Happiness by Aminata Forna. And I started reading this on the commute home and I'm at about page 60. So I don't want to read the synopsis now because I've already started reading the book and I don't want reading what's on the inside flap to spoil the story as I'm reading it. So I'm just going to tell you what I've read so far. We've met some characters. We met a wolfer. We met two people who are in London. And even as two of the characters are having a conversation and seem to be meeting, and we seem to get to the idea that these are both main characters. We've met them in isolation. We have met a wolfer. We met Jean, who is chasing foxes in London. And we've met Attila, who's a doctor from Ghana, but visiting London for a couple of different reasons. So far, even though the point where I am in the story, we finally have encounters between human characters in that we have an encounter between Attila and Jean. For the most part, we've been reading about them in isolation, and so it seems like they're representing the hunter and the prey kind of scenario. And I can't say anything else about the reading until, you know, it's time to talk about the Booktube prize. So that's what that book is about. The last book that I have that is a finalist for the Booktube prize is A Place for Us by Fatima Farheen Mirza. I haven't read this book before and I don't know the synopsis, so let me read it to you as it appears in the flap. As an Indian wedding gathers a family back together, parents Rafiq and Layla must reckon with the choices their children have made. There's Hadiya, their headstrong eldest daughter, whose marriage is a match of love and not tradition. Huda, the middle child, determined to follow in her sister's footsteps. And lastly, their estranged son Amar, who returns to the family fold for the first time in 3 years to take his place as brother of the bride. What secrets and betrayals have caused this close-knit family to fracture? Can Amar find his way back to the people who know and love him best? A Place for Us takes us back to the beginning of this family's life. Not going to read anymore. That is A Place for Us, set in India, about marriage and relationships. So I'm going to be reading this in the next few weeks. You'll hear more on my thoughts when I do my discussion video on all the books that I'm reading for the finals for the Booktube prize. So we have these 4, and the other 2 finalists are, I think, The Fruit of the Drunken Tree and A Ladder to the Sky, which are books that I own. So I didn't need to get those from the library. So those are the first 4 books that I got out from the library today. But I saved some of the best for last. Not going to go there yet. The next book that I got out from the library that I had on reserve is The Watsons Go to Birmingham, 1963, and the author is Christopher Paul Curtis. And I reserved this one on the recommendation of Doris from All the Books. We're doing a buddy read of Isabel Wilkerson's The Warmth of Other Suns, and she recommended this as a companion novel to the narrative that we're reading in that book. This is a middle grade book. It is a Newbery Honor book, which I don't read a lot of middle grade books, but this is 200 pages and it is a novel, so I'm assuming that this will be an easy read. And since I'm trying to read 30 books this month, someone tells me to add a small book to my TBR, I have no hesitation. So Doris said that we should read this to accompany The Warmth of Other Suns. I'll tell you more about it when I get to it. The next book that I got out is The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. I did a page 112 tag video, new release edition, a few weeks ago. And this is the book that everyone said that I should read. And I reserved it from the library. I think I'm gonna love this book, and if I love this book, I'll buy my own copy. I will link in the description box down below the video where I read page 112 of this book, and you'll also see the other contenders that we looked at when I went to the bookstore. So I won't read the synopsis again because I've already shared that with you. And then, because we saved the best for last, I don't know if it's going to be the best of this lot, but it's definitely the most hyped book here right now because it is Salman Rushdie's Quishat. Is that how we're pronouncing this? This book was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize. It's no longer called the Man Booker Prize. This book was shortlisted for the Booker Prize and it was just released recently. So when I put my name down on the reserve list at the New York Public Library, I didn't expect that this book would come in 4 weeks. I certainly didn't expect it to come in today, but when I went and I saw it on my shelf, I was so excited. I asked the librarian, are there that many copies that I could get this right away? And he said, well, you know, Salman Rushdie, he's kind of over the hump. I said, are you sure? Because this book was just nominated for the Booker Prize. It's shortlisted. And he looked at me like he wasn't sure what I was talking about. But I don't care. I don't know too much about the story and I don't want to read the flap. So I'll tell you what I do know or think I know about the synopsis. This is loosely based on the story of Don Quixote. And Salman Rushdie's adaptation has a main character who is trying to find, maybe following, a celebrity that he thinks he knows from TV. And I expect that a lot of the same satire and sarcastic wit that Salman Rushdie is known for and that Don Quixote's character is known for will come through in this book. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I'm just so excited to have it. So we're calling this the crowning jewel of my library haul because this is a brand new release and it came in. I'm sure that I'm the first reader of this book from the New York Public Library. Yeah, so crowning jewel and 6 other books. So this is my library haul. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for enduring this darkness with me. And thanks for sharing this experience of me getting free books from the library. I love getting books, and if I can get books for free, I'm all about it. So give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with another video very soon. I have a lot of videos scheduled, so you'll be seeing more from me in the upcoming hours and days. But for now, thumbs up, like it, subscribe, share this video with your friends. If you know another book lover who's not currently subscribing to my channel, let them know that I'm here talking about books. So I'd love to hear from you if you've read any of these or if any of these are on your TBR, and me talking a little bit about them now makes you more interested to pick them up. I'd love to talk with you about that in the comments as well. Check out the other videos I've linked down below, and until next time, happy reading.